All right. Man, family, we're gonna have a good show tonight, family. We're gonna have a great show tonight. It's gonna be fun. That's how life is supposed to be fun. I was just watching Bobby talking about your inner child. So life is supposed to be fun.
Absolutely.
But let's hurry up and get to this. Let's hmm, all right. Give me a second, family. Blue, you there, right?
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to make sure Blue Pill there. All right, the family's filling in. Rich the bloodline. Shout out to Yen Dornella. Yes, I am the bloodline. I got the ancestors inside of me. I'm actually going to start the show off with a question about that. So I'm glad you asked that. Rich, brother Rich is a collective energy. It's not, I'm not an individual. That's the, that's the falsehood we've been sold that we individuals. So when it comes times to manifest, we think on such a limited level because we look at ourselves as one puny little being. But I'm a collective. I'm truly a collective. So we'll get into that. It's going to be a very powerful metaphysical show. Let me get into these sponsors. I got some amazing businesses that I need you guys to guys and gals, my kings and queens, gods and goddesses to support. All right, we're gonna start out with King Simon. When it comes to numerology, as I say every time, this brother's one of the best when it comes to numbers. I need all y'all to hit the brother number up, whether it's business related, finance, relationship, health. He could definitely help. He has helped me and helped my entire family. So holla at King Simon family. All right, Riverside Tai Chi. If you got problems with your joints, this is the man to call. RiversideTaiChi.com. It's magic money. Everybody who ordered a book today, I had a lot of orders today. I'm gonna send it out after the show. And if you haven't gotten your order, hit me up. I'm gonna leave my number in the chat if there was a problem with your order. But hit me up. But everybody should have gotten their book by now, besides those who ordered today. But this is it right here, family. This is it right here. Spiritual techniques to manifest money, what we call currency. So it's all spiritual at the end of the day. So make sure you hit me up on my Cash App, $ Black Magic 363. The fee is $10, and make sure you leave your email, and I will send it right over to you.
Hmm?
Shout out to Papa Child Mike. He got the crowns for sale. And if anybody who wants clothing that matches a high frequency that they're on, this is the brother to contact. His number is on the screen. Crystal Corner LLC. The family right here got the ancestor money. They sent me some too. I gotta show the family. They sent me the ancestor money. Thank you, Crystal Corner. They do readings, Reiki, and they got the EMF blocker technology. So I advise y'all to protect yourselves from 5G and to go to their website, crystalcorner.bigcartel.com. Spiritually lit. Oh, I'm about to show y'all something right here from my family right here. This brother right here, I really like this brother energy right here. Go to this website, spirituallitportal.com. Set your intent and light the path. These are color changing chakra candles. I'm about to show you something. But this brother right here, yeah, he got an amazing energy. He used to be a student of Brother Panic's. He was at Brother Panic's class. Oh man, this brother, dope brother, man. Shout out to the brother. I think his name, I pronounce his name Hassan. Shout out to Hassan. All right. And last but not least, of course, this show inspired me and Blue Pill. The show tonight inspired me and Blue Pill to do what we're doing. Come September 11th, 7-day Kundalini workshop. We got the masters supporting us, and that's very important. Brother Panic, Dr. Valentine, Billy Carson, and many others. So you want to be a part of this, family. This is extremely important. And I'm about to let you know now in a few minutes why it's extremely important. But make sure you be a part of this workshop. 7day Kundalini.eventbrite.com to purchase tickets. And for info, you could contact me. My number's on the screen. With that being said, Blue Pill, you want to say something real quick, my brother? Wait, hold up. Blue Pill's is muted.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that work?
yeah, go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Peace, love, and light to the family. I just wanted to inform the family that this Sunday, okay, which is what day is this exactly? The whole weekend, August 15th to 16th.
Today's the 13th, brother. 13th.
No, today's the 13th. Sunday is
Yeah.
going to be the 16th, I believe.
Yes.
We'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, Jacksonville, Florida, at the 6th annual Marcus Garvey event. This is actually going to be held on a beach. All right, so we're going to be at the American Beach in Jacksonville, Florida. If people are familiar with the history of Jacksonville, American Beach was a melanated beach, right? Somebody with some long bread went and bought that beach. A brother, he was a millionaire, and he gave it to the people, right? But as the story goes, the Klan, they pulled a stunt. I think they burnt the city down, and they ran the people off the beach at some point and pushed them on to the interior of the city. Jacksonville, Florida, geography-wise, is the largest city in dealing with landmass, is the largest city in the quote unquote in this country. So Jacksonville is a very interesting portal. It's a very flat city, it's melanated, and it's a beautiful place in terms of, Florida having a lot of reminders, swamp-like, of what it might feel like on the continent. You know what I'm saying? They even studied the flora and the fauna of southern Georgia and places in Florida, and said that when the continent was Pangea, which Bobby spoke about in this particular tape, Florida was connected to the continent as well.
Indeed.
So it has that resonance in it. So we'll be out there. We got information on our Instagram page pertaining to the 6th annual Marcus Garvey event this weekend in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to Diallo Sekou. All right, our good brother Diallo Sekou. Okay. And we're also gonna have like a camp out on the beach. You feel me? So this is gonna be another one of them Boomy Fests where we are with the elements, we are with the water, Mother Nature, and also under the stars, scoping all the activity going on in them skies right about now. So yeah, I just wanted to leave y'all with that.
Indeed. I see Tomorrow said that he sent me some money for the KT fast and never got info. KT is actually going to be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, family. So like I told all y'all, the fast is going to be in August. And I've been making announcements pretty much the last week and a half. So maybe you missed that announcement tomorrow. But if you did send money and you're not bullshitting and you left your email, I will get back to you. Right. The fast starts August 24th. But KT will be on tomorrow, 1 p.m. We're going to do the daytime interview. Let me take this off. I'm sorry. We usually do the nighttime, but because the fast is going to be centered around sunlight and sea moss, we're going to do the interview. Me and KT's interviews this month is going to be during the daytime while it's light outside. So shout out to the brother KT. We'll be on 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And if for all those who sent money in their email, you will be contacted before August 24th with updated information. And with that being said, let's get to the shout out to KT, the arts degree, and let's
shout out to KT.
Yes, and let's let's get to the show, man. Listen, me and Blue, we got something magnificent coming up. And like I said, family, this whole year I've been on this vibe where I just been going internal. It's just been real internal. I told y'all about Keys to Inner Space. I made a meditation album. I had the I Magi Nation workshop with Billy Carson, 8 hours long in 4K. The brother put together a 4K presentation in 8 hours long, and the brother had slides for 8 hours straight, and it was amazing. Anybody that was part of it, there was a 40-day workshop, 40-day WhatsApp chat group. I mean, it was amazing. And I'm going to continue to do this inner work because I truly believe at this point that the inner work is way more important than anything else in the world. I truly believe that there's a civilization that resides inside of us. I want to say something right now. I'm going to say that this may sound weird. This is going to sound real weird. I'm going to say this real quick. I don't need you to elaborate on Blue. I'm going to just say something real quick. before my son was born, before my girl got pregnant, for whatever reason, I had a yearning to lay on her stomach and talk to her stomach. This is before, and I didn't have the intentions. I didn't know what was going to go down. But during that year, um, during that 2018, during that year, I would say weird shit like, yo, your stomach is talking to me. I would say weird shit like, yo, your stomach is talking. My girl, she'd be like, nigga, shut up, nigga. I'm trying to watch TV, nigga. Shut up with that bullshit. I always got some weird shit to say. So she's like, nigga, shut up with that bullshit, nigga. And I'm just like, all right, I gotta admit, I say weird shit. But there's shit going on. I use that word because emotion purposes. There's things going on inside of us, family, that if we only knew, like I talked about movies before. I talked about Dave, and I talked about Osmosis Jones. There's literally a civilization inside of us. And I really believe that we don't see the world, we see what's projected. We see a projection on what's going on inside of us. So that's why they say your emotions make you eat certain food. When you have a certain emotion, automatically you look for the physical manifestation of something inside of you and you start eating bullshit. So you're not seeing sugar, you're really seeing an inner sustained vibration inside of you, and that shit is being projected, and you might eat a piece of cake, or you might eat 20 cookies at night, or you had a heartbreak. Yo, it's just crazy. We gonna get right into it because I want Blue to explain this. My brother Bobby Hemmitt, my brother Bobby Hemmitt had an amazing lecture. You all right, Blue? What Bobby say? Y'all all right? Y'all all right? Y'all all right?
All right.
Y'all all right? Let me get right to this, Blue, because I'm very excited. We got this this Kundalini workshop coming up, and talk real quick, Blue. Let me get this together. Just talk to the family real quick, Blue.
Yes, we coincidentally have this Kundalini workshop going on. And as we go back into the archives and we review the great monumental work of our master teachers as they get the necessary 20-year and 10-year review, right? And as a student body, we even do the necessary 20-year research into what our master teachers left us with and how they prepared us for these particular days and times. We find out that 20 years ago, Bobby Hemmitt was instructing Kundalini / I would say Corona rising, because everything that he spoke about in the process of what's necessary to achieve quote unquote enlightenment, right, is raising the energy from the base root chakra of where it is crystallized in stone. And in the physical world, these stones represent our conflicts, they represent, our traumas, they represent our fears. Hence the fact that our addictions is with SNS, salt and sugar, both of which happens to be cubes, stones, squares, right? They keep us locked into these lower vibrational frequencies that coincide with the shape of matter, right? Square, cube, right? That denotes form. So these blockages that are necessary so we can move up these channels and start getting to the gaseous aspects of us so we can get to the liquid aspects of us. You feel me? Or should I say it's opposite, get to the liquid aspects so we can get to the gaseous aspects. And that's where the higher resonance or the higher frequency of the higher mind is located. So this process that we're going through internally in our individualized body, we're also going through collectively as a body politic, right? Not the political shit that's going on, this utilizing melanated bodies to galvanize energy. We're talking about what's going on inside of the melanated body politic, right? The collective melanated body, which is governed by a melanated mind, right? What is that quantum feed? So as all of the pieces, like think about something that's getting broken to a million pieces, but it's a magnet, and it finally gains back its level of magnetism and it's pulling all the pieces back into a whole. That's what you would expect from a collective melanated mind that finally comes to the conclusion like, yo, they're trying to eliminate the body. These people want to kill off the body. So the mind supposed to be there to come up with solutions. That's what, I mean, what else is the mind there for? And the body is there to execute the solutions that the mind comes up with so it can sustain itself into the future. But when you see the body and the mind don't work together, then you have a whole new species to talk about, right? Now, I was criticized because I put a post up yesterday and it said, quote, "The blacks are the most gullible animals in the jungle." And somebody got in their feelings and said, brother, you know, with your platform and your position, you shouldn't be chastising the people and belittling them by calling them animals. I said, just last week, they was calling themselves savages. But even then, by me saying animal, right, that's a bump up. Like, I'm disrespecting animals for real. Because an animal knows what to eat. An animal knows when to eat. An animal knows where to domicile best, where it's conducive to their survival, right? You don't have to tell an animal when to go to sleep, and you don't have to tell an animal what to think. But the man is endowed with consciousness that makes him, quote unquote, separate. He's a fancy ass animal. He's an upright animal, right? He's an animal with an attitude, right? Because he has emotions. What animal could afford to be emotional in the wild?
Sassy animal. Woo!
Right? This nigga's he's a sassy animal, right? You feel me? He's a, what did I say yesterday? He's a predetermined fancy primate. You understand? But if he does not control the faculties of his mind, he's not even animal. He's a subspecies of animal. The people are actually autonomous. They are robots.
Automatons. Right? Bobby said automatons.
Yes. Like Bobby says, this is who the people actually are, because they're being primed to be the host of a subspecies that now goes into from trance to transhuman. Right? What I call augmented identity. They are the opposite of AI. They have augmented identities. You understand? Where somebody's telling you that they are something and you know better, but because of politics, you have to agree with them and play their game of inclusion, of saying, okay, I'm gonna enable your mental illness. And that society that we live in. And then they are reliant upon medicine in order to hold that frequency in place, because if left alone, what? The body is going to take back over and fight off all of those things that are attempted to be done to bring that person into the identity that a fragmentation of their mind has them convinced that they are. And, you know, or the miscalculation of the chemical stasis in their body, because the chemicals are being thrown off by the fact that children are being introduced to something at birth called formula.
Right.
Ooh, right. And then they're criminalizing the fact that you can't get on the breast to get the genetic information, right? Hence the fact, I mean, already the fact that you didn't get born through the vaginal canal, so you didn't get crowned, right, with the necessary microbiome through the birth canal that gives you all of your information and your dictates in your bacteria. Because just like you said, yes, we are secondary human, right? We are primarily bacteria.
Yes, sir.
And they can pick up their smartphones, right? Because that's not the smart best for some people. They don't understand what I'm saying. Google it. Okay? You have more bacteria than you have human cells on your body. You are a host to bacteria. Don't matter how clean you think you are. You could be the most sanitized COVID free, right? You could be COVID clear and all of that. and you still a host of bacteria though. Okay? So you're primarily bacteria. You are host to extraterrestrial intelligence, because that bacteria don't even come from this planet. And it's ancient. It's more ancient than you are. And it has its own intelligentsia. So it's an intelligent life form that's older than you. And what did Bobby say in this lecture? How did he identify and say, look, this is what a quote unquote alien actually is, right?
So Blue,
let me tell him what he said real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, real quick before you say that, let me just say that. Let me just say this: for each body cell, there's 10 microscopic bacteria, and together they make up what we call the microbiome. But go ahead, brother.
They make up the microbiome.
Yes.
So if the children are not introduced initially to the microbiome by way of a vaginal birth, and they're cut from the side and pulled out, traumatized, right, immediately in birth, hit them with the white lights, hit them with the smack, you know what I'm saying? Then they hit them with the sugar water, the glucose water, and then they put them directly on formula, right? You already been through a Holocaust as a baby. Baby. And we expect anything that we expect from our children after that is a miracle, right? Look at the leg that they started on. So they're giving formula, and their endocrine system is now flooded with extra estrogen by way of all of the soy base that's in the fucking formula. I mean, this is not rocket science. And all right, it sticks to some more so than it sticks to others. This is all based on genetics, right? They're attempting to screw everybody, but they, you know, a few of them get away, right? They got to go back to the lab. And they got other things set up systematically to catch the ones who got away. So this is not a game that's being played. This is biochemical warfare on a multitude of you know, platforms. You know what I'm saying? We are lab rats. You know, here talking about how we escape from the lab.
Thanks.
We Caesar in the Moorwood Forest, throwing one back, talking about, you know what I'm saying, the old times. Look, with my tablet cut, I'm gonna call right back on my phone.
Okay, all right.
Don't go for a 40-minute monologue like that. Check me out. I'm being cute.
All right. I got you, Blue. All right. Just one quick thing to elaborate on what Blue said. We have over 100 trillion. Keep that in mind, 100 trillion bacteria in the gut. And
in the gut alone.
In the gut. And to keep in mind, 90% of our body's serotonin is produced in the gut. So this is why Blue says, like, listen, half the time the way you feel, that shit come from your gut. This is like, let's get the brother Bobby, man. Because some real
literally are what you eat. Yeah, play the brother Bobby, and I'm gonna call right back in.
Okay, all right.
That'll work.
We play this for the family. Blue pill iPad is dying. What's good with the family? Yeah, the best way to win is, in my opinion, is to work from within. Tomorrow said that. Definitely. Let me check this out, family. Check this out. This is very interesting. Then we're gonna get in the show with Blue Pill. I hope y'all can hear this.
Heals the body. So the vampire that we're talking about is an inner vampire, because we are hominus nocturni, or nocturnus, which means that we are night breed. Which means that all of the central nervous system, the pineal, the Kundalini, and the pineal and the pituitary gland, and all that stuff kicks into action at night. And as a result, these substances, which is literally ancestors, that's where they go. You think you pouring some other shit, they live inside of you. These ancestors, you know, they got a lot of people, as soon as their wife dies, something, they start having dreams about them. And they come to them in dreams. And they feel closer to them than they did when they was on the earth, because when they was in the physical body, they had all kind of fucked up things and they'd grown apart. As soon as they died, they felt closer. That's because they live inside of you. So you remember in the movie Phantom Menace, they're saying, what are these chloromidians? And the guy said, chloromidians is these little extraterrestrial civilization that's inside of the bodies of all Jedi warriors. And the Jedi is the jet pillar, which is the backbone of Osiris, which is also the Kundalini people, which is also the reptilian people. And I don't want to, so we want to get.
Whew. Shit, family, did you, oh, hold on, let me make sure, did y'all hear that? Let me take this off. Take this off. All right, did y'all hear that? Let me make sure, was y'all able to hear that? Was y'all able to hear that? Did y'all hear that, man? Did y'all hear that? The chloromidians, the Jedi war, they was talking about the Jedi warriors having this inner civilization within inside them. This is real. Yeah, we heard clearly. Okay, yeah. This is real. Like this, one of the things I realized, like, yo, family, this shit will bug you out. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I told my girl, I said, yo, like it sounds like a world in there. Like it sounds like, I feel like, and it felt like there was none going on, right? And then when I would put my ear there, then all of a sudden I would hear noise. And I'm like, yo, and I'm thinking I bug it out. Of course, my girl think I bug it out. She's like, nigga, shut up. I ain't got time for this shit right now. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm an inner astronaut. So I'm exploring. I'm like, yo, what's going on in there? But yo, there's a civilization inside of us. And the way it's set up is that hold up, let me see if Blue's on, okay, Blue said, okay. Blue told me don't rant for 40 minutes. Let me put Blue back on. Blue, did you hear that? Blue.
Yeah.
Blue, did you hear that?
I didn't, but which clip did you play? Because I'm familiar with the
Nah. Family, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, family. I gotta I thought you were somehow listening. Let me see. I gotta play that again for Blue, family. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know you gotta hear this because this is tied directly into what we're doing September 11th, Blue. And the family needs to hear it again anyway, because it's that real. And you know, let me play this for you, Blue. Share computer sound.
Because we are hominus nocturni, or nocturnus,
Blue,
which means
right?
that we are night breed. Which means that all of the central nervous system, the pineal, the kundalini, and the pineal and the pituitary gland, and all that stuff kicks into action at night. And as a result, these substances, which is literally ancestors, that's where they go. You think you pointing some other shit, they live inside of you. These ancestors, you know, they got a lot of people, as soon as their wife dies, something, they start having dreams about them. And they come to them in dreams. And they feel closer to them than they did when they was on the earth, because when they was in the physical body, they had all kind of fucked up things and they'd grown apart. But as soon as they died, they felt closer. That's because they live inside of you. So you remember in the movie Phantom Menace, they're saying, what are these chloromidians? And the guy said, chloromidians is these little extraterrestrial civilization that's inside of the bodies of all Jedi warriors. And the Jedi is the jet pillar, which is the backbone of Osiris, which is also the Kundalini people, which is also the reptilian people.
Blue, you heard that?
I don't want to, so we want to get that straight, because I drop on that in my
Blue.
Yes.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Hey, huh?
Did you hear that?
Absolutely, yes.
Blue, man, tell me that was phenomenal, Blue.
I mean, it was profound.
The Chloramidians. You heard about the Chloramidians from the
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean, he gave it a name and a context.
that's from the
And
movie Phantom of the Menace, Star Wars. They use that name.
again, but like I said, the beauty of making movie is that you have a backboard that you can bounce off of now, so
Yeah,
people can conceptualize how these things possibly work, right? Because the visual is important. That's how you activate that latent energy that he's talking about through your imagination. You don't know what you can trigger and turn on if you're in a situation with your back against the wall and you be like, Chloramidians, activate. You feel me?
yeah.
What science is saying now is that they're finding what they call ghost DNA. They're saying the ghost DNA is tied into people who come from the Yoruba region that the quote unquote Orisha originate from. So it's the same concept. You know what I'm saying? Science has all of these quote unquote scientific validations from it. But again, what Bobby Hemmitt represents is the occult aspect that predates anything the science later on catches up with and validates with its instruments. You feel me?
Right.
But that aspect of our ancestors living with us and our ancestors being one with us is a very real concept. And when I was reading David Icke under the tutelage of a elder named Modog Sirius, shout out to the elder, because he gave me an experience, like you said, giving people the visceral experience before he inundated my brain with these concepts of reptilians and what a reptile is. He was like, "You want to see one?"
Shit.
People may have heard this story that I've told on multiple occasions. And of course, I had witnesses, Red Pill and a few others was there. And the brother explained to us that there's a military installation underneath Venice Beach. So he said, because of who he is and the fact that these people are already templated, if they have a feed on you and they know what sort of avatar you are on this planet, their satellite is picking up your frequency. They know when you're showing up. They know how you move. It's a signature. And they could a satellite to follow that particular signature wherever it's at, on top of the fact that you got communications. So, we have popped up on Venice, and by time, because it's a long story, and I'm not going to go through the whole story on this program, but long story short, I seen a reptilian, right? And it was something that looked reminiscent to, it was a scene in X-Men 2 when the senator was defragmenting on the plane. He was breaking down, and the entity inside of him were now taking over. The alien entities that they had inserted in him were now taking over, and his skin almost looked opaque, and you could see the veins and all of the everything in it. That's how that shit looked, right? It had thin ass lips, right? But it looked at me in a way in which it was like, if you blow this shit up, I'm gonna eat you. And they could smell and read fear. They could see it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not ready, they just gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But they show up for the battle. So this whole aspect, but when I went and read the Ike books, I was reading it with the lens that says every time that I read about reptilian, replace it with Kundalini or ancient Nagas, because I also was studying the Naga civilization. And I was going through my Kundalini rising experience internally in my body at the same time. So I was able to, again, utilize my own internal GPS and then have guidance from on some Master Jedi shit, you feel me? To be like, when they talk about reptilians, they're talking about that latent ancient energy that is tied in to your spine. You know what I'm saying? This hitting at the cockpits of your spine. And, you know, the only way to really understand if that's who you are and that's what you have access to is you have to go through the journey. You have to unlock it. You have to experience it. And a lot of people will experience it through reading. You feel me? Because like he said, when you read a book and you're really in tune, you know that you are now tapping into the mind of the writer. You know what I'm saying? And you can start interpreting, oh, okay, this is what he meant when he said this. He left this out because of this reason. You can start hearing almost like the thoughts of the writer if you really tapped in.
Mm-hmm. That's facts. That's facts. That's the benefit of being tapped in. That's the benefit. You got the ESP, this extrasensory perception, and you can just feel like stuff like that,
Let me
like a writer's emotion. And
explain.
yeah.
Let me explain how it happens so it doesn't seem so metaphysical, mumbo jumbo, and far-fetched to people.
Right.
Having internal urges, y'all, right? When y'all start having dreams and you stop swearing off the dream like it was non-meaningful or just a coincidence, when, you know, the thing in your dream state manifests itself in front of you in the physical realm, and you be like, oh, that was just a coincidence. Oh, I'm tripping. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's, and you don't accept it for what it is. You don't embrace it. And you be like, okay, let's go, right? When you step with that whole concept in the Bible, when they be like, if you take one step to God, he take two to you, right? That's about you embracing these powers. That's about you embracing this relationship that you are having with a dimension that you are entangled with, or spirit realm, right? You can't ignore that. That's what they talking about with the shadow self. You can't ignore your, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of you. So if you embrace the concept of the wholeness of who you are, and you find trust in that voice that's inside of you, and you go through the trials to train to see if the voice is reliable or not. I've had situations where the voice told me things and I'm like, the only way that that voice can have been that accurate is, you feel me?
Right.
That's your avatar. That's the pilot. Like, he's seen 5 steps ahead, 6 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying? She sees different steps ahead because it's the mother and the father. It's a guiding voice, you know? And it's like when people root in that relationship, then they'll have a level of spiritual discernment, almost like how they show when Haru, right, had the hawk or the falcon over his head or by the ear. You know what I'm talking about?
You breaking up a little bit, Blue, but I hear most of what you're saying, but you're breaking up a little bit.
Breaking up?
Just a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if can you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. But go ahead. Let's see how it work out. But you're just breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you could go into another room where it's
Nah, it's raining out here in the A. And like I said, where I'm at, I'm in the back where it's almost like thick as a forest. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm finished though.
Yeah, listen to the family. Listen, I did not know, I swear. I know a lot of people believe in conspiracies. I see the green stuff on my screen. This is not done on purpose. Blue, you see the green stuff on my screen?
But I was like, you know, I'm on shrooms.
Yo, Blue, listen. I did that. That is not a special effect. I promise you, family. I don't know what that is. I promise the family I don't know what is the green stuff on my screen, and it has never been there before. I know. You know what's funny? The green stuff is there when I have on a green hat. I got on the Oakland A's hat, and it matches the green stuff on my screen matches my hat. So today, green is let it stand for prosperity. Fuck it. I'm a calling in the name of God. Prosperity is coming upon me, but I don't know what that is for the family in the chat room. But listen, it was just amazing to hear Bobby talk about this inner world, because I think y'all think we be playing when we say the ancestors live inside y'all. And we are like literal when we say that. Like literally, like, listen, there's the universe inside of us is humongous. So I really want everybody to participate in this Kundalini retreat that we're doing. I think it's extremely important. I think it's extremely beneficial, and I think it's the one thing that will bring about inner peace. Blue Pill, we talked about emotions getting stuck in the first three chakras, and I feel as though what we're witnessing now with social media is adults living out there those emotions that are still stuck and they can't get beyond it. So you hear people say like, "Yo, you know what's crazy, Blue? Let me ask you this, Blue. Let's talk about this. People who get everything they want and are still depressed. Dame Dash told me one time, like, yo, Dame Dash told me, Blue, you there, right?
Yeah.
Dame Dash told me one time, he said, yo, I got people everything they wanted, the record deal, the woman, everything, and they were still depressed after that. He said, yo, I'm done trying to help you. He's like, yo, I got these niggas everything they wanted, they dreamed of, and they got it. It was in their hands, and they were still depressed after they got it. Blue, that is directly tied to what we are talking about. Could you correlate the what Dame Dash said?
I mean, absolutely. You know, again, it's just the fact of internally, right, trying to pour something on and replace something with some sort of stimulus addiction. And the way that people who are hurt, you know, they cover that hurt with stimulus. You know what I'm saying? I need to always remain stimulated. Hence the fact that you always want to eat sugar, right? The sugar is coming from people who lack love. They needed a hug. You know what I'm saying? So the what the sugar is stimulating in terms of those chemicals, it replaces what they're missing. So it almost acts as a medicine initially, but then you become hooked to it, right? Because the dopamine is addicting, especially if you're going through pain. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The sister Jaguar Wright, shout out to her because she's representing Kali Ma right now, right? She's burning shit down, right? She's the Jaguar. She's Jaguar Paul, right? She's destroying the village, right? Or uprooting the roots. She said it's not that these children are taking pain suppressors and drinking lean because they feel pain. It's the inability to feel at all what they're going through. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about the psychological brain development of a child who's in the backseat of a car where the speakers 12s is pounding, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Suck on it, right? By the time they're 11, their endorphin centers, their dopamine receptors, all of that shit is already burnt out, right? Before they even had sex, they've had sex in their mind a million fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
And the sex that they physically have never matches the shit that they even seen on the screen or thought or overheard about. You feel me? So it becomes this cycle, bro. And then they are over chemicalized to begin with. So all of the, you know, that process is taking place of rewiring and remapping. And then you put trauma on top of that. Then you put environmental factors on top of that. Then you put societal factors on top of that, like poverty, you know, and you got a clusterfuck. And this person is the most powerful and heaviest element on the planet, right? The melanated woman is the most heaviest element on the planet in terms of representing the stock of species called quote unquote human being, because she represents mind. She's a womb, which is a mind, which is triple stages of darkness. That's a black hole, right? That's like when they say, yo, we split the atom and the shit was heavier than motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? It could have sunk the earth. That's how heavy that small mass contains. So it's not about the size of a thing. Because just like Sirius C, the one that you can't see, and even B, is so heavy that it bends the fucking galaxy to its will and its rotation. That's the melanated woman.
Yeah.
And she's being disrespected, treated like a dog, right? They saying I got a cash app for the slap for some of that whack. And she like, if you send me over $100, I'll give you a 2-for-1 and get you my OnlyFans.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Subscribe. So look, again, because of the fact that she represents that level of cosmic weight, because she's such dense matter, right? She has the strongest magnetic field on the planet. So she connects to the sun first, because the sun connects to the planet through its magnetic fields by way of solar winds. She has the superior magnetic field because she has the menses, right? The iron in the womb gives her a whole different spectrum of her magnetic field. So what she thinks about materializes first in this universe. Right? So it's so important that this class that we're teaching, you know, is dealing with addressing root chakra issues, because that's where they have, you know, the most glorious piece of matter in the galaxy, stuck in the root, in the box.
Indeed.
In her box, right? Which gorges the richest amount of blood in this galaxy. You feel me? So if they're able to program that blood, because you could program the blood with the drum. Come on. Giving them too much cloth right now.
You going in. You on one tonight. I don't know what's going on, what you did today, brother, but you on one. Go, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Hold back now.
You on one, man. You on one, Blue. Hey, Blue, let's get to another clip from the brother Bobby. How about we do? Shout out to everybody in the chat room. You know, we were talking about Beyonce last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago, Blue.
Last week, yeah.
About hold up. Let's play this here. We were talking about the bee, and I showed I read the bee and the importance.
Play that.
Yeah, let's play this real quick.
9 of a melanin molecule.
Melanin molecule.
And in this melanin molecule, it says A equals B, B equals C, and C equals D, and that makes the A, B, C, D, that makes the perfect molecule. A descends through the shadow. So the blackness of melanin is called the shadow. Anytime you hear the goddamn word shadow in Jungian psychology or in anything that you get based on that, that's talking about melanin. The white boys coming in and now talking about your shadow side, and that's all you got to get into. This shit means melanin because he's getting it from ancient esoteric knowledge from Hemmitt. So A is the shadow, B is physis, C, into B physis, C equals serpent, and D, which is the final stage, equals lapis. Lapis lazuli. And he has a whole thing talking about the lapis, Christ, parallel. But because he is parallel, the Christ with a stone, that stone automatically means melanin. The melanin is a composite of several stones together that makes up the melanin molecule. Now the key is that those stones are throughout the whole body. That's why we need water and also non-sleep deprivation to enhance that in the dream world. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But when those stones are throughout the body, they are separated senses and they are dormant and they're dumb. That's also called a dumb horus. They're throughout the body and they're dumb. And that's why the bee in ancient Greece and in ancient Kemet represented melanin. Because these bees, by themselves, they got a minor task they can do, and they're kind of dumb. But once they come together as a swarm, they make one intelligence centered around a queen bee. You see what I'm saying? Once they come into the swarm, they make one intelligence.
Yeah, Blue.
It's the same thing with the birds. The birds by themselves, they got one mind.
Yeah, Blue, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, tell me that clip. Yo, listen, man.
What I was telling you for the last 3 lectures I've been getting ready for. I'm like, yo, every time I do a lecture, I turn the Bobby on and his shit be up to the moment, to the minute, right? To the minute. That's how on point he is. So he qualified it and brought it home. And this is what I said. I said, Beyonce body black is king because she once you embody it, you body it. So the fact that she's the Virgo who is the queen bee who creates the beehive, which we can physically see the beehive or whatever it's called in real time, we can see how hive mind works, right? We have a snapshot of it in our reality as part of our everyday mythos that a Virgo who's recognized as the queen has a beehive, and that beehive is a hive mind that moves shit. But if it was individuals alone, they have enough detractors and detesters to swat them down. But as a unit and as a swarm, they sting, they swarm, and they make people they make people conform. They swarm and make people conform, right? That's the beehive. I'm just saying, I'm not making this shit up. It's part of the mythos. So, Brother Rich. All right, this one, Brother Rich.
I'm here, Blue. I'm here, Blue.
Yeah, let me say this as well, because, people did reach out to me after the presentation, and I was sent several things, and I observed and saw several things as well. And I do have to acknowledge where people are, bringing up the fact that in traditional systems, certain things got to get co-signed. You know what I'm saying? And if you are tapping into a culture and a tradition, this protected, this respected, you know what I'm saying, and it follows particular protocol because it's never been a time when people have got away with it before, but now it's international, it's on a global stage such as this. There are qualms for that. You know what I'm saying? There is a place where, you know what I'm saying, people justifiably can bring up an issue. You know what I mean? So, and this is 2020. So in 2020, everybody's right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's right. It's quantum. It's not either or, it's both. So there's a benefit, there's a gift and a curse to everything. You know what I mean? And that's the only point that I'm pointing out, the fact that if it's already out there, there's going to be enough videos that's going to tell you 1,000 ways that it is not beneficial or it's not going to, work positive on the psyche. But then we got one that gives you an alternative way to observe it and look at it and get straight to the mythos and be able, you know what I'm saying, to move without judgment. Because, You can't be the key maker. You can't unlock this shit. You can get to the treasure like the European can, like the Raid of the Lost Ark. You could get to the treasure and you can't unlock it. You can get in the chamber and you can't go through it. You feel me?
Facts, yeah.
Your heart still got to get weighed. It don't matter how many books you read, how smart you think you are. When you fall into the story and you become it, the way to pass through it is to be it. And there's no two ways around it. You can't buy your way into it. You can't finesse it. You can't scam it. You either are or you not. And this is the cosmic court. You know what I'm saying? This adjudicating. This is not up to man's eyes, which is easily deceived.
Facts.
Feel me? 99.99% of the population still believe that the sky is blue.
Elaborate on
Facts.
if I say the sky ain't blue, elaborate on that. If I say blue, what the hell are you talking about? The sky's blue. I just seen it yesterday. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna explain to you that that's an illusion that is caused by a refraction of light and light bouncing off of a particular spectrum, creating the color blue, which is an illusionary color, just like the water is not blue. The water's clear and the sky is black, or to be Moorishly prudent. What do we say? Oh, the sky is Moorish, my nigga. Okay.
Man, cut that bullshit out, blue is black.
I just been, I'm crossing my T's and being strategic. You know what I'm saying?
So, Blue, let me show this real quick to the family.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just put the. Can you see this, Blue?
Yeah. Oh, that's wavy.
Yeah. Lux, Rich, Wata. The brother that did the shout out to the brother that did the spiritually lit candles.
Yeah.
Sent me these. So I gotta give one to Bada next time I see him, and I gotta get.
That's crazy.
And I got one, and we gonna go in like family. I don't just talk this. I really live this, and I'm really about this, and I really like this is my way of life. Going in the inner world to create an outer world. Like, listen, like this thing, Blue. Like me and Bada talk about this, and I want you to elaborate on this. Once you go in the inner world and you do what you do, and in the outer, and when you're in the outer world, you don't really have to think about what you're doing because it happens automatically. So it's almost like you respecting the unknown more than you respect the known. You know how we go somewhere and we got to know every detail? What if we didn't know 80% of the details and we only knew 20% of the details? We would go crazy. But that's the unknown factor is what gets us the best results. Let me give you an example. And I'm sorry, I don't want to go on and on it.
No, go on.
Red Pill was waiting to go into somewhere one day. And Red Pill say, yo, nigga, I'm like, yo, we ain't got tickets. Red Pill like, yo, me and Blue did this all the time, nigga. We don't need tickets. Something that happened. Red Pill said, yo, nigga, Red Pill said something that happened. And I said,
all the time.
I'm like, okay, this is interesting. You know what? I already know about the scientists, but I didn't expect to hear niggas say that to me. So he said, nigga, something happened. And little do you know, in an hour, somebody came across the street on 2/5 and said, yo, what you doing, yo? Yo, so-and-so, this is when, I forgot who was in the Apollo. And we got tickets. And we got a chance to go inside. And I'm like, yo, it was just good to see it happen from an outside perspective. But
that's how we do it.
Red Pill said,
time.
Red Pill said, nigga, it always something to happen. But talk to me about that. Honoring the unknown more than you honor the known, which is kind of against logic, Blue.
Once again, because of our upbringing, we was trained to be illogical, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, or look at everything upside down, because we grew up in a household where our parents had the cure for AIDS, and then they got thrown, they tried to lock them up for that. So everything for us was upside down. Like, yo, oh, the world different. Oh, they be fronting. Oh, this is a lie. I get it. So, you know, I think that our early indoctrination into boosting at the age of 14 and having to outwit security and police and then the streets every single day, you know, after you play cops and robbers in real life. So that gives you a keener sense of awareness, and you have to utilize your mind, right? You have to create Jedi mind tricks. You have to, in this particular field, in this spectrum, this is where we got in contact with knowing that we had access to a higher mind. Even if it was utilized for what people might consider criminality, it was still, for me, my rites of passage of how I was going up against the quote unquote man, because I'm battling him every single day of my life. You feel me? And taking penitentiary chances to go in the lion's den to take food out of the lion's mouth. And the more that I was able to do that, almost to a level of a perfectionist, that strengthened my relationship with that voice in my head and my gnosis that I can create a situation in my mind that works in my favor. I did it a million different times, you know what I'm saying, in that particular field. So getting into consciousness, you know, you utilize the same principles. And it's just having a thorough gnosis and knowledge of self. And like I said, that begins in belief. I had to believe first to prove it to myself, to be like, oh shit, let me do it twice. And then I'm convinced. And then I don't have to believe nothing no more, because now I know. Right? And then you walk in a particular swaggadocious with it because it's on you. And you try as best as you can to teach it to other people. You feel me? But I was orientated different. So it'd be like, I don't know if your orientation takes you through that. Because mine was immediately, I was stripped out of fear of the European at the age of 5 by meeting Dr. Sabi. So I didn't look at the European, the white man, as God. I seen him get beat up on by a man who had no fear in his heart, in his mind, or nothing for him. My father, I would say, was fearless as well, but he was in a situation where he was telling me the narrative of the people who got defeated in the movement and had to compromise and figure out a plan B, right? That's what my father's generation represented. You know what I'm saying? When they couldn't win the revolution, they had to figure a plan B out. Right. And some of them took the offer to come inside of the matrix. Right? And some of them got turned out. And some of them got hunted down. And some of them got exterminated. Some of them they wasn't willing to bargain with. And others they was coveting. You understand? Like, we don't really talk about what took place. And then crack came. This is before even crack. This is the neutralization process. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that revolution has not technically been said, yo, the white flag has been waved, and it's, you saw the symbolism of that, right? The symbolism of the theater of that was with Nick Cannon, right? Where they attempted to not only utilize him as a convert in under 24 hours, but almost like how in the Matrix series, when the cipher had merged now with the actual protoplasm of somebody that had access to Zion, because they had what? They had access. Remember what I said? If you can't get access, you could get to the door to treasure. They could get to Zion and could never get in because they wasn't part of that program. They was something missing from that algorithm. But once you merge with the algorithm, and then now you a ghost in the machine, and he popped out. Remember, he popped up in Zion off of the table because he ghosted himself inside of the dude.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happened with this conscious shit. It got infiltrated. Right? So they utilized that to get in, to make him acquiesce, right? Neutralize the project, and then go after
Nick Cannon,
and then go after the people connected to that particular branch of thought, right? they demoted Professor Griff by calling him by his government name, right? Hence them trying to symbolically saying, once we destroyed the institution of what was being taught, how can you be a professor? We just discredited the canon of work. I ain't supposed to be talking about this in public. I'm sorry.
Wow. No, that's deep. That's deep what you said. I mean,
yeah, let's just leave it there though.
It's sad though, my brother. I know it's hard on you, your family, my brother, because
bro, you don't understand. Like,
I know how your mom feels about the Dr. Sebi project. Well, I don't know like you know, but I can only imagine. So I mean, like, wow.
It's not even so much that, I mean, yeah, I can't go into details, but just know that, like I said, this was strategic and they played it like a fiddle. You feel me?
Right.
They played it like a fiddle, bro. And, you know, it's deep because it has COVID implications. Like, the people needed this information to fortify themselves going into the next phase of things, to have the confidence in the gnosis,
yes,
right? To be like, yo, I'm not taking that poison. If you don't got, again, if you don't have a backboard to bounce something off of in these days and times, you're only going to be shooting air balls. And nobody want to shoot the air balls. So they just can be like, send me to the fantasy draft, you know? And they're going to sign a lot of people up for the fantasy draft. They're going to be like, yo, just take this shot, my nigga. You good? I'm going to give you free virtual tickets to the NBA game and shit. You know what I'm saying? You could be a face on the seat. Just trying to tell you, this shit gonna look different.
Hey man, you know what's crazy, Blue?
With the tangibles, the shit that they dangle. Watch what they. Yeah. Anyway,
Blue, I'm gonna tell you, man. I say this. I say this to certain people. I don't know if I say it online a lot, but I mean, I met a lot of intellectual, smart people, but that shit don't mean nothing without confidence. Nothing, like absolutely nothing does your intellect mean without confidence. And Dr. Sebi had the ultimate confidence. So when you say that we in the era that they're trying to make the ultimate move right now with this COVID shit. And there was this man that he instilled confidence in you when you heard him. And he said to Wendy Williams' husband, like, yo, I'm not curing you, it's you curing you. You're just using me to cure you. And I'm just summing that up. But
right. I mean, you know, people, family, consciousness, right? I'm just talking, I just want to make just 1 or 2 points. We in August, did they do one article, y'all, on a supplement of something that you know makes sense? Did they just do one thing on something that has zinc in it? Did they do one thing on something that has vitamin C? Where's the information about how people can fortify their immune system just by buying the groceries that they're selling? Because they're still in the business of doing commerce, right?
Nothing, nigga, nothing. They told us nothing. They told us zero. They left us out to dry and die.
So I've been in situations where niggas was getting lined up for the kill. I've been in situations where I watched this shit step by step. You feel me? I remember we was in a nightclub when they lined up. This dude is a historical Brooklyn street legend named Peanut. You know what I'm saying? And they lined him up in the Envy Club. You know, and the brother was with us. We had just finished doing a fashion show for Tommy Hilfiger, right? At the Armory, you know what I'm saying? And we went to Envy to party, and I seen the whole play out. Like, I've seen this shit on multiple occasions. They are lining people up, bro, for the kibosh. You dig what I'm saying? They lining these people up for the kibosh. And it's like, and then getting them consensually involved through the voting process to vote for people who your 2020 eyes and vision should tell you, I don't care who he got on the ticket. He's still a rapist. So your nomination process is saying a rapist or a pedophile, that's your options, and you're excited about it. So there's something that's stirring in you, and what stirs in you is your blood. That's what I said. The magnetism factor of what we're seeing. What did I say on this last show? I said Mars is in Aries, right? 44, this is my arena because we're talking about blood. So I study the blood. I study the research that's coming out. Shout out to KT for talking about plasma and that aspect. The way the plasma factors into this, I was able to track coronavirus or COVID-19 since December because it was a story that was marred in the number 44. I could give you an article every single day what the 44 did, right? And I stopped by the time we got to March because I did it every day from December. Leading up to some of them announcing, I narrated the shit. I said, when it was in China, I said, watch. I said, if it gets into the maritime, if it gets into the ocean, it's going to automatically jump into the States, especially if they utilize 44 to do it. And what did they do? It was a cruise liner off of the coast of Japan, and they said 44 Americans have the shit on the cruise liner. I said, oh, there it goes. They automatically ritualized it for the shit to jump into the States. And then it hit for, look. So blood, you know, they have melanated women excited about the prospects of having the first quote unquote, right? Melanated vice president. So this is the heaviest, once again, like I said, her magnetic field is the strongest on the planet. And the fact that she has a double mind, but not only that, she has access. She has the key because she has the melanin, right? So she got access to galactic center when we are aligned with everything right now. You understand? And Sirius just rose. It's rising right now. No, the day that they announced this shit on Tuesday, it was the day that Sirius rose. It was hip hop's 47th birthday, right? And then we have to understand this whole aspect of masonry dealing with the number 47 is dealing with the 23.5 degree Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Because what did I say on other shows? And I said in my lecture, if you energize the pole, if you magnetize the poles, then you create the current that's in between it, right? So this 47 degree that hip hop now comes into, this whole conversation that I told people based on even looking at how verses drop with the Snoop Dogg and the DMX on the last day of Cancer going into Leo on 7/22, which was the Pi, right? Pi. When you talk about Pi, you talk about that circle, you're talking about that womb, you're talking about the woman, you're talking about the vesica Pisces, you're talking about the portal through which we come through. You're talking about the nipple, which is the Shaddai in Hebrew. Thanks to A.A. Rashid and a few other people I seen built on this, explaining it, that's God in the Bible. It's a nipple. It's the suckling. And the gematria number on that is 314. It goes back to Pi. So that versus battle was in the dog days of Sirius, leaving Cancer, which is the mother, going into Leo, which is the king, right? Which is the dog. So you're dealing with this whole aspect of going from the dog into the feline or the canine into the feline energy. You dig what I'm saying? And it's dealing with the heavy bitch energy because they was bitching it out for that versus. The bitch was the main star of the show. But that's still inaugurating or, it's still giving energy to what the cosmic mother represents in terms of Sirius is the female dog. It's the dog star. It's the bitch. But we live in a demiurge. So the lens through which we look at anything is perverted. You know what I'm saying? It's perverted. It's upside down. It's distorted. Like Bobby said in this video, we've been trained to look through everything through a Christian lens to begin with, which makes it super distorted.
Shit, man. Yeah, Bobby was on it. Bobby was definitely on it.
Especially, he said what? He said, the Romans, right? This was back in Rome when they said you're going to take all of the esoteric teachings out, right? And you're just going to give them morals, right? Which what? Activate people's emotions, but it puts them in the trick bag of judgment and take them out the game.
So a judgment loop brings you right back in the game, huh? Loops your ass right back in that game, huh?
It's 280. Where you gonna go with judgment? Who are you to judge? Judge ye not. You know what I'm saying? You should just observe, my nigga. That's what you're here to do. You're here to pick motherfucking memories up and take them back where you going. You know? You can't judge nobody. You know? You got to judge yourself. That's the only person that you have control over, or, you know, you should have something to say to.
Blue Pill, is me talking about white supremacy and calling a white man a devil, is that judgment?
No. No, that's purely, that's observation. You know what I'm saying? And you truth telling by way of what you were observing, and you're making an assessment.
Mm-hmm. Dope.
You know?
Let me let's go to this clip real quick, Blue.
Yeah, please.
But when you put them together, they make one intelligence. But a bee does what? It makes a perfect honeycomb. And look at the honeycomb and look at the melanin molecule. Same shit. This is the basic melanin molecule. Look at the waffle cone. But at the center of that cone is what? Queen fucking bee. The bee is also represented as the rising of Sirius in Carl Carini's book on Dionysus.
Mm-hmm.
The bee. You get a lot now. Dionysus is a god that ends up in Greece, but they don't know where its origin comes from. And it's a god of sexual urges, orgies, and things that you would now call sexual perversion based on dogma and moralistic teachings. Now all of a sudden, and don't tell me they got ancient Kamite papyrus right there in Germany of all types of explicit sex acts, and oral sex is in that shit. And it's not a perversion because these are hieratic, very early. Same if you go to the temple walls, Dr. John Mumford's book. What's the name of that book? Dr. John Mumford's book. Anybody know that? Ecstasy Through Tantra. Get that book. Ecstasy Through Tantra. And this is coming from the Vedic cult. And the Vedic cults, what you call the Vedic cults, is in fact the pre-Buddhist or the ancient Kushite information that was brought there by the Dravidians. And they're the ones that put those sexual acts in later on known as the Kama Sutra. But when you go to the temple walls, they got all these sexual acts.
Yeah, Blue, you there?
Yeah.
And let me play one more clip. I wanted to play that, but I really wanted to play one more.
Okay, he bodied that.
Yeah, he did. Well, maybe before I play the next clip, we already been on here over an hour. Talk to me about that clip, Blue Pill. Yeah, let me take this off the screen because yeah, I mean we could be on here for 8 hours dissecting this Bobby Hemmitt video, but
Right.
Talk to me about that clip you just seen just now. We talk so much about. I mean, there's no getting around sex in terms of consciousness. It's so sex and consciousness is one and the same. This sexual energy, and a lot of the times we're stuck because of our childhood in a certain sexual consciousness that we can't elevate past it. Whether it's
like I said, you know, almost everything that we're going to talk about deals with root chakra energy, because there's not too much that we could talk about as a people other than glimpses and in theory, you know, about the higher chakra aspects that we have collectively experienced as a people together. But it's a whole lot of root chakra shit that we could talk about. So, you know, the importance of dealing with root chakra traumas, you know what I'm saying, is important to get past the root chakra. A lot of people are stuck there because, again, like they said, it's stones, you know what I mean? It's blockage, it's squares. These represent, you know, your challenges. These represent your obstructions. These represent the things that you haven't necessarily broken up into pieces that now allows the fluid to move and flow, you know what I'm saying, through that particular stream to get to the next one going upwards. So, and it crystallizes, right? Opposite of what he was talking about earlier when he said in the video that if the true presence of the crystals existed on this planet, it would destroy the planet when it rises into its throne or its seat, you know what I'm saying? Elevated up that that spinal fluid or that spinal column. So he was saying that the evidence that the highest manifestation of consciousness known as enlightenment does not exist on this particular plane yet, or hasn't been risen through one of the vessels of the occupants of this planet, is the fact that the planet is still here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sex and destruction go hand in hand. That's why they all governed by the 8th house Scorpio. But it's regeneration. You know what I'm saying? It's regeneration, it's transformation, you know? So we, you know, ironically, people's negative sex experiences have locked them into being non-transformational because they're in their root chakra. But this is the importance of having this particular workshop to do the shadow root chakra work to break up those obstructions to start moving the energy. Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold up, Blue. Hold up. Something going on the computer. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. But shit, man.
I mean, you know, and we have to just be honest. If again, as creators or part of this particular creatrix that we belong to, if people are always creating from a damaged place, then what are they creating? You know what I'm saying? And we just got to look at that. Like, if we are admittingly, quote unquote, broken, what are we creating? You know what I'm saying? If you're a broken creator, are you going to create nothing but something that's broken?
Right. Now it's a
that you're carrying around that you haven't addressed?
yeah. It's something that
I mean, because it's like files in the computer. You know what I mean? We could utilize that language because the DNA coding is the same thing. And epigenetics tells you, right, scientifically, that this is identical to what I'm saying, that people are passing down traumatized experience and creating traumatized children, right? Shit, I mean, babies was born, you know, crack babies. They was born, you know what I'm saying, with different diseases and what have you. And, you know, a lot of children are being born with genetic defects, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, it's the immediate assault on a child's physiology the second that they come into the world. And it technically never stops because the baby gonna go from formula, right? Not in all cases, y'all. Let's say the majority of people that we know, and these are the people that we're attempting to reach these days with these messages, right? This is what we're up against. Formula from the age of 0 to whatever, because from 0 to 7, you have created an atmosphere in a person's body where that cell count has flipped around and has replicated itself to whatever it's going to be. So if you are what you eat, then the initial introduction to the physiology of that child, if it's alien, if it's GMO, right, meaning that it's a genetically modified organism, and now it's going into that child's intestines, right, in the bone marrow and the intestines area is all where new blood cells get created. So in 7 years, that child technically is going to be a GMO, right? And then it sets in because at the age of 7, that's when the programming is set. And 95% of your life is run off of your subconscious programming. So you have just been programmed through a genetically modified reference point by the fact that if food is information, what were you learning by eating plastic?
Wow.
I'm just asking, you know what I'm saying, honest questions that people would be like, can you ask yourself this and come up with an answer? You feel me? Because this is what I explain to people when I show them the results.
Right.
I could be like, look, then from 7 and on, it was McDonald's, right? It was fast food. It was McDonald's and every other restaurant that's associated with that particular demonstration. Wendy's, Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying? Arby's, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, churches, you know, Popeyes. I'm sure I'm leaving a few out and y'all can fill in the blanks. Burger King, you know, the whole shit, White Castle. And I made the rounds to all of them, y'all. So I'm not talking about something that I didn't myself experience. You know, the trajectory of my life changed based on food decisions at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
When I came to visit my father, we was living with Sabi and my mother in St. Croix, right? I was being introduced to a whole new diet. You know, it was sea moss everything. Sea moss cereal, it was sea moss tea, it was sea moss cake, it was sea moss pies. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Sea moss soup. Son, it was sea moss everything. The highlight, we used to go into the mountains and get these wraps from these rosters with the beans in it. And that was beautiful. But that was it. So when I went to visit my father for Christmas, you know, he introduced me to McDonald's. My nigga, I had a Big Mac with fries when them shits was really fries back then.
Yeah.
With a milkshake. And all bets was off. I was like, cancel my return flight. I'm not going home. For real. And then I got introduced to pancakes with milk. And then I got introduced to the whole pantheon of everything to come after that. You feel me? And it was a wrap. So I know how impressionable food can be on people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not being judgmental. I'm just speaking about the cycle. If we make an observation to say what makes a person genetically modified, right? So we can really relearn or unlearn and relearn what it is that we're dealing with, who we're dealing with, so we can have more compassion. You feel me? Because I don't be running around beating up on people in the decisions that they make in life, because I understand the whole aspect of cause and effect. And where, you know, why would you judge somebody for an effect without spending no time speaking on the causation that puts everybody at susceptibility to be victimized in some shape, form, fashion, or another. But then there's other aspects of it that are participatory, right? Like picking up a chemical agent and engaging in the sale of the shit. That's participatory. Nobody forced that on you. You didn't go to McDonald's and buy that, right?
Facts.
You contracted to make yourself an individual. You can no longer be part of the collective if you pick a pack up. It don't work like that, family. right? Everybody that look like you now is your potential, either your op or custody. And that's how you become orientated into that particular demonstration. And I'll let you answer who you think that you're contracting with when you contract like that, right? I'm not going to be the one to say it, you know? And that's why that situation can only end up with so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Look at the nature of the contract. There's nothing that you can do collectively for the consortium that will actually build on anything, because you can't build on ill-gotten gain to begin with. That's blood money. You feel me? And blood don't grow in the dirt. Like bloody seeds don't catch.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? Or the roots are always gonna be poison. They're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a creation that you can't. It's gonna be death row or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah.
Yo, Blue, what does global warming? Bobby talked about this. What the hell does global warming have to do with our Kundalini energy, my brother?
You know, again, as we activate and we heat up, and that thing that's within us starts awakening and stirring, we create a different temperature on this planet, because we are now giving off a different frequency. We are radiating, and that radiation, you know what I'm saying, it's going to create a carbon imprint that now they're saying, oh, the atmosphere is heating up, you know, and as a result, you know, we got X, Y, and Z. And yeah, when they talk about the carbon footprint of the planet, you know what I'm saying, they're speaking about these pockets of melanin that are becoming conscious and heating up, because increased brain activity is going to heat the body up. It's going to heat the brain up. So now they got people running around with thermometer guns pointing them at your pineal. Is that to see who's activated and awake, or to see if you got a temperature? Because you can't tell the difference either or at this point. You feel me? So there's an internal stirring that takes place that naturally heats up the body, and the European who can't contain it experiences internal combustion, right? The melanated people who can't contain it skits out. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you there? Rich? All right. I don't know where the brother went, but I'll continue building on it. So yeah, when Bobby Hemmitt speaks of them speaking on, you know, global warming, again, these are also things that they utilize to initiate programs to block out light. You feel me? So let's take a look at what the concept of what they say a quote unquote Luciferian is. You know, a Luciferian is somebody who understands the science of light, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that in Christianity and other dogmatic systems, they might speak about only one aspect of the light. You feel me? When they don't really teach too much about the darkness. And to think that just because something is dark, that there's no light there, that's a false premise. You feel me? It's a black light. You know, it's from whence light comes. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's also other aspects that they delve into when they do their research and their studies on light. You know what I mean? So them understanding the sun's connection with us as a solar charged people, as children of the sun, they do things and they initiate different programs that's blocking us from receiving those particular rays, right? But neutrinos are going to cut through everything. Neutrinos reach here, right? And there's gamma energy that's reaching, there's radiation, there's a lot of things that are still permeating this planet and allowing us to tap in, you know. And of course, with your own personal cooperation, you got to get out there and get that UV. You got to get that sunlight, right? You got to get into gazing. You have to get into your breathing techniques, right? You have to bring yourself into synchronization with these particular cycles where you are able to tap in. And no one is going to be able to do that for you. Even with all of the research that you're doing, if you're not applying it, you're missing it. You know what I'm saying? And what's the point for you to be so headstrong with the information and you could regurgitate it, but you can't speak on experiencing it, and you're not the testament to the work? You feel me? You missed the whole point. You got a pocket full of stones, but you where you going, you can't bring none of that with you. So it's useless. You feel me? You would have had to have the experience and benefited from the experience by way of transformation. So you carry it in your heart. And that's what makes your heart light. You know what I'm saying? Because you filled your heart up with those experiences, with all of that light. You know? So yeah, it's a battle for light on this planet. You know what I'm saying? It's a battle for light. And it's almost like the people who benefit from it most, the people who are connected to it the best, the people who were made for this, they don't even want the light. Like they they got hair hats on and umbrellas and they hide in their crib and they put sunscreen on, and you know, they just really don't have a preference for it, absorbing it and getting more enriched in their skin. You know, people are even mocked for even more so how melanin rich they are. That's how backward this shit is. Right? So you can tell, you know, by the culture, and the culture denotes the way of people activate and operate, that there's not an understanding of the science, because there wouldn't be you know, a sort of a denunciation of the darker skin. It wouldn't be a demoted class in our society as if they was the untouchables in the Indian caste. You feel me? If we had a more thorough knowledge of what that relationship, you know, really speaks of. And with that mechanism, that spacesuit really affords the individuals that have come cloaked in it, right? And what sort of technology they represent. You know what I'm saying? If we understood ourselves for the spiritual technology that we are, then we can utilize our gifts to get a lot further, a lot quicker. You dig what I'm saying? And this experience with this 7-day Kundalini workshop is our opportunity to formulate that quantum mind so we can get us where we need to get going and get past the blockages. Because after that, it's open road. You know what I'm saying? It's open road. And you can go as fast as you choose to, and you can head to whatever direction you choose to go in to take you to where you're headed to, right? But ultimately, we meet at the summit. You dig what I'm saying? And that's where we're all looking to obtain, right? The seat of that soul, the summit, what they call the promised land. Hallelujah. You feel me? So it's the pineal, right? And this is why we have focused, you know, I've had products dealing with pineal activation and, you know, really personifying, getting to that place. Once I understood the story, I've been doing that for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And again, only to pay homage once again to something that I physically was able to experience myself. I was like, oh, you know, everybody that is willing to choose themselves, those are the ones that are qualified to experience this particular experience. You feel me? It's nothing that I can sell you, tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that you have to choose for yourself and embark on that journey. And you'll know if you get to the summit. You feel me? You'll know. You know. Rich, you there? Yeah. With some moderators. Yeah, so I guess we'll keep going till the brother gets back. I want to give a shout out to the city of Atlanta and all of the people who attended the Return of the Gods and the Goddesses event this past strong in here in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, like that was one of the most monumental experiences I've ever had the opportunity to partake in. You know, being able to really bear witness to the family, those who have done the shadow work, those who are on their journey, those who are looking to deal with their shadow selves, you know, those who are preparing themselves for the journey, those who, you know, wanted to just see from a very upfront perspective, you know what I'm saying, what it hit like it was just so much beauty in the building, you know what I'm saying? And on Sunday, the workshop, it was so spiritual in terms of the sequencing of it. The information and the conversation was on the next level, but the way that it all was sequenced and everybody complimented one another, and each narrative kind of set up for the next narrative, and it was heights. It just kept elevating and going all the way up. So shout out to Kateria Knows, shout out to Herb Alchemist, shout out to Mama Tassili, shout out to Queen Afua. It's her born day today, right? Happy born day to Queen Afua. Shout out to all of the sacred women. Shout out to Soleil. Shout out to 6 Foot Goddess. Shout out to Lauren Vanderpool. Shout out to who else was in the building? Of course, Professor Griff was in the building. Of course, Raku was in the building getting nominated. Keenan Chapman with the artwork. Shout out to King Los. Destroyed the stage, tore it down. Who else? Michael Collier for hosting. You know what I'm saying? Like super duper funny man. Who else? I feel like I'm leaving somebody out, but shout out to myself, you know. Shout out to Mama Pill. She shut it down. Yeah, shout out to Mama Pill. You know, she came out to see me present. You know, I was slated to perform, but due to the time constraints, I only had an opportunity to do a presentation to Ra Ku and then our brother Professor Griff. And I also cooked for the event, and I was vending, you know what I'm saying? So I was very active, and I saw so many people that came through. A lot of the people are audience members of this beautiful channel here. They was telling me how they was feeling the Black is King breakdown and, you know, all of the other presentations. So I want to say thank you. Definitely want to say thank you. And it's always an honor being able to meet yourself, you know what I'm saying, in another reflection. So it was a dope weekend though, like so much high energy. And I feel that high frequency energy collectively, you know, that shit is like, that's a COVID killer. You know, no virus can exist if you don't have a pig pen, and pigs can't play in it. So you don't see no security and law enforcement and none of that. Like, there's an energy and a protection that surrounded people through the frequency of love. It has a different, it got a different look on it. It has a different sheen. It has a different aura. It has a different bandwidth. You know, it comes with a different level of protectorate, you know? And like, I want to overstress the regalness factor, y'all. You feel me? The regalness factor. Like, everyone look clean in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was overwhelming. Yeah, and I'm normally good with the words, but there's not, you know, there's only but so many words that you got to twist and bend to really express the magnitude of gratitude that your heart has when it sees people, you know, reaching for the higher stratus of themselves, you know, and telling you what this information means to them, once again, because it has transformed their lives. Not just because, you know, they've heard some pretty deep things, or they've heard some cool things, or some things that they feel like they've never heard before, but they were actually able to utilize these things and make changes in their lives, right? And then once they become active with the information, they put themselves in trajectory to experience synchronicity. And this happened and that happened, and oh, I'm glad I started planning food because, you know, I ain't even know, but such was gonna happen, and I had food for that already ready. You know, all of that, catching up to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Catching up to yourself. Like I said, when you take that one step towards it, it takes two steps towards you. As much as you want to find out and know yourself, the universe wants to be known as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got way too much, not too many secrets. It has too many revelations. It has too much shit to reveal. It has whole nother galaxies and dimensions to expose you to. You feel me? You got to exhaust and catch up with the catalog of the things that's on this planet real quick, because this shit might get old. And 95% of the ocean is not even explored. You know what I'm saying? It's wild things, you know, that we haven't even been introduced yet in our own physical realm, our own physical existence. Let alone, like I said, you know, there's going to be a merging of planes. There's going to be, you know, there's going to be accessibility to different dimensions. And if science can already do that with the D-Wave computer, then it means that you also have that ability to do it, because those quantum computers are not superior to you. They are modeled from you, right? You can Google this story. Science says that, oh, we can confirm that we at least know that we exist in 11 dimensions simultaneously. 11, right? Google it and read the report. Don't just read the article. Go and do the research on the actual paper that it came from. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like we have shown in some of our presentations, shout out to A.A. Rashid, you know, the Dark Matter Timing Lecture webinar is still available. You can cash at me, $ Blue Pillar 44, PILLAR 44, right? And put your email in there, entitle it DMT 2020 or Dark Matter Timing, and I'll send you a link. But, you know, in those demonstrations and other demonstrations that I've done, you know, we explained that Kabbalistically, this is always recognized as the four worlds, right? Every dimension is 4 worlds in that dimension. So if you exist simultaneously in 11 dimensions, but you exist in 4 worlds at that time, then what is 4 times 11? 4 times 11. Huh? I can't hear you. 44. 44. Yeah, so, you know, it body power. So it's very interesting, you know, the way that we utilize these tools to make observations of who we are, why we are, how we are, what we are. You know what I'm saying? But you so much more, y'all. You so much more. You know, all of this research that I'm doing, it only brings me back to that confirmation, you know, and it's like you're gonna continuously be having these repeated aha moments, and how much can you marvel yourself? You feel me? You're everything and more, but you have to concentrate and believe that in yourself first. And then when you move past belief to having an experience, and then you move past one experience to having two experiences to convince yourself that it wasn't just a fluke. And then you on to your third experience, and then you start confirming in your own heart, right? The heart has 4 different directions. It has 4 ventricles. You have to lock in on 4 ventricles on one thing. You got to make it whole. Hence the fact that what? A circle with a cross in it, right? That's your 4 sides. Okay? So this begins and it ends with you making your mind up. But your mind and your heart have to align. And that's the whole science of what we're talking about with the workshop again. You know, if we don't get to the heart and we don't get through the heart, then that alignment can never happen. You can never be the magnifying, manifesting, you know what I'm saying, matter that you came here to be. If you don't get past that particular test that takes place in the heart, in the 4th chakra, and how you going to get there if you can't get through the 3 ruffians? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the choppy waters that lead to the internal flame, heart. The heart is synonymous with the sign of Leo, right? The lion. You feel me? You can only be king if you balance, right? Leo has to balance Cancer, water, mother, and Virgo, woman, earth. That's the only way, right? Hence the fact that Leo is synonymous with Tipharoth, the 6th Sephiroth on the tree of life, which is the cross, which is the Christos, right? Shout out to A. Rashid again. Do more research on the fact that, you know, Tipharoth is synonymous with Tafari, with beauty, okay? The king, right? What does she say? Black is king, okay? You know, but what is a king? Again, you know, in we at home, we are in Leo, we are in the sign of Leo. We are at home in Leo. We could talk about these things now. It would make sense. You feel me? Especially with so much controversy and conflict going on in this community dealing with quote unquote leadership. You know, Leo is the sign of leadership. If 2020 is 2012, it automatically goes back to this whole these dualistic twin poles or twin pillars in this community that assume leadership. They are both Leos. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not going to touch too much on that. You know what I'm saying? I guess that you could fill in the blanks in your own personal space to say, okay, well, how did that experience go? And what happened to this particular person and what happened to that particular person? But nowadays they say, oh, there's no leadership. You feel me? Or the leaders are misleading, or the leaders are not doing this right. Or this person's an agent, or this person's this and that person's that. You know, again, the narrative and the story initially about 2020 is to prepare you for your own personal leadership. You have to be the king of your castle, right? Because you're at home. You're dealing with Cancer. You're dealing with this whole aspect of home again. You know what I'm saying? How can you become the king of that castle? Because you got to protect your cubs from these wolves that are now coming, from these pigs that are coming. You know what I'm saying? They want to eat your cubs. How you gonna protect them, King? You feel me? So, and then because we're talking about home and home shifts to family, you know, and there's all of these different dynamics at play now where there's all of these different alterations of family. So we don't even have templates of what would be considered, you know, the standard family. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild homes where the lioness got to be a lion and protect her cubs. You know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, for the most part, be the lioness. You know what I'm saying? But they have taken on certain aspects of feeling like they got to get into that lion phase, you know, to ward off these wolves and, you know, all of the rest of the stuff that's knocking at the door these days. So you know, this year is about us, but personally it's about you. You feel me? Because there could be no us without you. You know what I'm saying? There could be no us without you, because you can't bring together a bunch of broken pieces. That's not going to work in organization. That organization is going to fall to the wayside like all other organizations that felt that they can bring together broken pieces and create a whole. That's impossible. You have to heal those pieces. You have to fix those pieces. You know what I'm saying? Those pieces have to be repaired. And that's where the work comes in. You feel me? But there's no better time than now to do the work. This is the season for it, you know? As we're leaving the dog days and the Nile is inundating and flooding and swelling, you know, this is when you burn off the final embers of the summer. You know, the summer's coming to an end. The lion's mane is going to come to, you know, an epic roar on or around August 20th. And then those days are going to start getting shorter, leading up into fall, 9/22 for the equinox, you know? So, you know, and this will be the perfect time to announce we will be back up in Mount Shasta Labor Day weekend. You can go to shastameditation.com. Labor Day weekend, we have a few slots left, maybe 3 or 4. And then we're going to go back again in the end of September. And the end of September, we will be able to go mushroom foraging, right? In the forests up in Oregon, where mushroom foraging is perfectly legal. I'm talking about. So that's the end of September. ShastaMeditation.com for that. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, but again, yes, you know, yeah, we're gonna leave. Okay, so the you know, the sun is gonna reach its mass, its coronation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of August, and according to my narrative, and I'm unapologetically optimistic. I know that there's something magnanimous on the horizon. This is not a doom and gloom report. You know what I'm saying? We're not beating the drums of bleakness and saying that, you feel me, we finna be washed up. It's like, no, this is the victory lap. You know what I mean? But you have to position yourself for victory. It's not gonna swoop you up with you sitting on your ass. You already have to have a level of momentum and have been in the race, right? Because you gotta finish the race to run a victory lap. So are you still on your marathon? Has your marathon continued, or are you on the sideline? Or are you the towel person or the cup girl? Because that shit has a position too, and you get invited to the party. You feel me? Because that's vital just as well, you know. But if you just in the bleachers, or you watching again from home, or you ready to sow your soul so you can have a virtual seat, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're not even a commentator. You're just a spectator. You feel me? So I'm sure that those who have been on the marathon and running the race, they can attest that there's a level of momentum, you know, and people have been waking up and experiencing magical days as of lately. Like, yo, everything clicks. You know, the gate is wide open. Shit, my mind is working more clearer than ever. Things are just coming to me. They synchronizing and coming together. A lot of that is being experienced. You feel me? I feel that those on a particular frequency, yes, you are in store for something magnanimous. You know what I'm saying? And of course there's gonna be a flip side, you know, but we don't gotta concentrate too much on that. Let's remain unapologetically optimistic, you know what I mean, about the doors that are gonna open up for those who, you know, have planned for the future and are prepared for the now. You know what I'm saying? And those who have prioritized themselves, put themselves first, put their families first, you know what I'm saying? And have consecrated their space in the now to say, look, I have already bought my ticket for the future. You know what I mean? I've already casted my mind and myself there into the future with this vision, with these plans, with these ideas, with these concepts, with this intent, right? To continue, you know, and not just survive, but strive, but utilize the opportunity afforded to us now, you know, when things are wide open. You can plot, plan, strategize, and execute whatever it is that you want to get off of the ground. And you don't have to ask permission, right? And you should stop thinking that you don't have access to abundance. You can go outside every night right now and see Jupiter by the moon, beaming, right? Larger than life. This is Thor's day, right? The day of Thursday and the day of Thor and the day of Jupiter of abundance is purple, okay? That's why you're getting all this purple drip today, right? All this amethyst, all this drip, because it's in homage to the planet of abundance, which is also called the king, Jupiter. Feel me? So, you know, I don't know what happened to Brother Rich. Yeah. But I'm gonna call him on the other line. I guess we'll take some questions from the chat. Give me 1 second, y'all. I take a water break. Yeah, $ Blue Pillar 44. That's the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a Cash App break. If you feel it in your heart, $ Blue Pillar 44. You could tell me if any of the questions. Yeah, family, if you had any questions, you can put them in the chat, y'all. The trip to Mount Shasta, which is inclusive of staying sometime in Oregon, as well as Mount Shasta, which is in California, that's going to be the Labor Day weekend. And then there's another one that is on the weekend of the fall equinox. I'll give you the exact dates in a second. Right. Okay, you could DM me for the Sabi Genesis t-shirts. if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, you can come down to Wadata ATL. That's 878 Ralph David Abernathy. All right, that's in the west end of Atlanta, Georgia. And the brother Jefferson, right? The brother Jefferson, he has a booth in there, and he has some of the Sabi Genesis on sale. But you could DM me if you have specific orders, customized orders, right? So Shasta, okay. All right. Yeah, ShastaMeditation.com. But again, we are here this evening to focus on a 7-day Kundalini virtual retreat as well. And I got to get the address on Eventbrite. To send you to, fam. 1 second. Yeah, I believe the link should be definitely under the description in the YouTube. I'm almost sure of it. Any questions? Yeah, 7-day Kundalini workshop. You can find it on Eventbrite. 7-day Kundalini. Just put in 7-day Kundalini in Eventbrite, and it'll bring you to this event, which starts on September 11th, and it extends to September 17th. All right. So that's how you get the link. I'm almost certain that the link is in the description here on the YouTube, and if not, you can go directly through Eventbrite, okay, and put in 7-day Kundalini. The event in Jacksonville this weekend on the 15th and the 16th is going to take place at the American Beach, and it's a free event, so you can just pull up to that. You don't have to buy any tickets for that. And we're going to have a camp out on the beach, and then we're going to be doing an event on Sunday at the beach as well. And let me see, flyers for that is on my page. Pull that up. I don't necessarily think that this might be virtual. Sunday at noon at Fernandina Beach, right, which is in Jacksonville, Florida. 6th annual Marcus Garvey event, okay, hosted by Mal Jones. All right. There's going to be a conscious camp out, workshops, yoga, and healing taking place. Okay, so the 6th annual Marcus Garvey event. Special guest, Red and Blue Pill. All right. Anything else to come with? Okay. Somebody's asking me the correlation and the connection between 2012 and 2020. There is a distinct connection. We went through the extra deep metaphysical connection when we did the dark matter timing lecture, but I'm not going to get that particular detail. I'll simplify it and say this is 2012 in the Ethiopian Coptic calendar, but there is a galactic event that's going to take place on December 21st, 2020 here that pretty much eclipsed the magnitude of what they were saying the alignment in 2012 was going to hit like, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be a culmination of a 5,000 year cycle, right? And it's being said that this is going to be like an event horizon when these dimensions line up, okay? And even in this video that we was looking at with Bobby Hemmitt, he was talking about what the whole explanation and the description of Maya is, right? And Maya is the illusion. So here in 2020, when you're supposed to have perfect vision, you know, you are experiencing an unveiling and an uncovering, or what revelations actually means, the etymology of the word apocalypse for that matter, not even revelations, but the apocalypse is the unveiling or the uncovering, your ability to now see things for what they are, right? In Maya, if Maya represents the illusion, you have the ability to utilize 2020 vision to see through the illusion. You feel me? And that comes with your power of discernment. You know, you're looking at it. Do you know what you're looking at? Right? Nobody should be the ones that's telling you or dictating to you what you're looking at. You should be able to tell yourself. You should have a relationship with your higher self, or that voice in your head to be like, yo, I know, did I just see what I thought that I just seen? You feel me? And then make some sort of self-determination from that particular place. And then you could get it corroborated by what somebody else might see and be like, yo, I seen that too. You know, but you should be making those decisions, you know what I'm saying, on your own in 2020, because it's going to come down to you having to make that decision on your own in 2020. So, you know, you might as well get started now, right? And tighten that up. So, yeah, I mean, you know, and then you seen this year, earlier this year when they came back and they said that they had made a miscalculation in the Mayan calendar, right? And they was like, yo, we got 2012 wrong. This shit's supposed to end in 2020, right? So even science, or what they call, you know, their scientific research, you know what I'm saying? They're also bringing it back into the narrative and making that connection, you know, and creating that particular throughway. So we're going to have a Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius on December 21st, 2020, okay? And it is a culmination of a 5,000 year cycle, right? And it's going to follow a conjunction that takes place on November 13th, you know, which is Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto conjunction at 22 degrees Capricorn. You feel me? So all of this is like major conjunctions that are already going to take place during heightened, you know, election, political days and seasons, and, you know, everything is going to be cooking. Everything is going to be extra pressure cooked. You feel me? And it's going to culminate and lead up to something that's going to be like, it's going to be incredible. You feel me? So yeah, 2020 and 2012 are definitely mirrored, not only in these different occurrences, you know what I'm saying, but also through the mathematics, through the code. And that's what we get into when I did the DMT lecture. But you should go and get that webinar so you can sit down and shift through it yourself. There's a lot of high degree, high observational information on that bill. Okay. We got anything else? Oh, thank you. Not necessarily. I didn't read any astrology books. I sat at the feet of the master teachers. Yes, I'm taking recommendations. You the Virgo. Okay.
There's one called Sextrology.
Okay.
Sextrology and
My baby, who's a Virgo, is making a recommendation about the astrology, and Virgo is the mother of the zodiac of the chart. So I'm definitely gonna listen. You said sexology?
Sextrology.
Sextrology. Sextrology by Starsky and Cox? False. Yeah.
But that's theoretic.
I know, but still.
And then the other one is Gospel and Zodiac.
The Gospel and the Zodiac. Yeah, definitely want to get that. Yeah, the Gospel and the Zodiac.
That's like
By Bill Darlison. And I might have some other recommendations in my phone, you know, and yeah, there's you know, Red got book lists, things of that nature. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, my lessons came from sitting at the feet of the master teachers for the most part, you know. Anything else? Any questions in the chat? We're still taking questions, y'all.
Wow.
You back with us, bro?
Yeah. I had to take care of something real quick.
the grace of God.
You thought the green plasma got you, bro? They took you to the other side, to the upside down world. What's the name of the straight fella?
The king plasma. Wow, man. Oh man.
Yeah, I need some of that shit, man. Put some of that shit aside for me.
Nah, for real. So many things we face day to day that, you know, I mean, hey, with the plasma and everything, we don't know what's going on. But I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. Oh man. Family, what is going on? It's 12:45, man. I appreciate everybody for being in the chat room today. Everybody for listening to us. It's Brother Rich and Brother Blue Pill. We doing our thing. Blue Pill's dropping the knowledge. I hope
you got any more clips from Bobby?
I do, but I don't want to I didn't label the other ones I have, and I don't want to play it and it not be the clip. Then I gotta play 3 other clips just to make up for that one I didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say that
Yeah.
people just type in metaphysics of yourself. Type in Bobby Hemmitt, and it will come up automatically. And yeah, and listen to it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you want to sit with, you know what I'm saying? And take the whole lecture in. Like, it's dope. It's a dope clip. Feel me?
It's like, you know, different things resonate with people.
Different things, you know, Bobby gave so much, and it was such a spurt of light. You know what I'm saying? So many spurts in one presentation. We talking about, forget about the body of work. And like I said, because it'd be like, if you put it on right now, it's gonna speak about right now. So
Right.
it was one of those spurts of life, how they be like, yo, you know, we seeing starlight from 1 billion years ago. Well, his information from 20 years ago is relevant right now. is like that burst of light. It's gonna hit different people different ways and refract, based on what they need, where they're at, because light is food, it's information. You know what I mean? Watch those whole bills with him, and there might be something that you specifically need in the now that he's gonna hit and touch on. You feel me? That comes highly recommended.
Facts. Exactly what Blue Pill said, family. Exactly what Blue Pill said. I couldn't have said it better myself. You will find something that resonate with you if you truly want to. So yeah, definitely, like I said, shout out to Bobby Hemmitt and everybody else involved with these videos. Shout out to Serious Media.
Yes,
Serious,
yes.
you know,
Serious.
yeah,
What is it? Serious Times?
Serious Times. Yeah, shout out to Serious
Yeah,
Times
shout out to Serious Times. Yes, yes.
for being present during those times and putting in
Absolutely.
groundwork.
It captures some monumental joints. And like, you seeing them now, like even that joint, it just looked regal. They shot it the right way. Like, not only was they there, but they were shooting it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for being ahead of the pack. And shout out to Clemson Brown, of course, Transatlantic. Shout out to, again, Black Dot, Brother Shabazz, and Brother Christ, you know what I'm saying, for the Metaphysical Underground eye-opener production, right? You know, like, again, there was just so much that comes out of that you just, you can't capture. You have no idea. Like, so I found out my man directed Black is King, right? Blitz. And then again, this brother Rudra, I'm not Rudra, what was the other brother's name? What was the brother that they said was in, that they used the video from narration, and Roswell, yeah, and Black is King, so putting together these platforms and these venues, capture some amazing light, some amazing information, and it continues to be used and utilized and transform and do what it do and shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are wonderful things, and the people who made the necessary sacrifices, you know what I mean, to capture that light, they need to be saluted. Shout out to them.
Indeed. Most definitely. So yeah, definitely shout out to them. And like I said, shout out to everybody in the building right now, tuning in, showing love and respect. Blue Pill, me and Blue Pill will be back at it, like I said, once again next week. We're doing this every week until September 11th. We got the meditation workshop coming up. We got it's gonna be off the hook, family. I don't know who we got in it. You know what I'm saying? So Blue Pill's gonna be leading the charge. He's gonna be doing the meditation for 7 days. We got instructions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me say this too, because I was speaking about this weekend, what we was able to demonstrate at the Return of the Gods event. And the second day was a workshop. So the young lady, 6-foot goddess, was doing her demonstration, her presentation, and it started raining. But she ain't budge. She stayed in her goddess. Somebody came with the umbrella, put it over her, and she just kept building. And the people, sat there. And then some young ladies and a brother, they had broke out and started doing some dancing, to make the rain stop. You feel me? And the rain stopped, right?
Wow.
So I came, for my presentation was next. So I came through after her, had people acknowledge the work that she did and explain that everything that she just said segued perfectly to what I was just about to say. But, once again, I explained to them, this is a workshop. I could build with y'all and give y'all information, but what if I show you a demonstration that allows you to feel the realness of this information? And they was like, yeah, let's do that. We got into the breathing, bro. And I explained to them, like these trees, we are entangled with these trees. We have a symbiotic relationship to them. You feel me? Like, they keep us alive. You know what I mean? You give away everything to them, this negative that you release. They know where the bodies is hidden. They seen it all. They've been around. They know what to convert and do with your bad energy and your bad prana, your bad breath. So we did the breathing exercise in unison, and I got another opportunity to witness what it's like when we lock in as a body, you know what I'm saying? And quantumly lock in mentally, because when you're breathing at the same pace, you feel me? You're bringing your heart to the same rhythm. And it's like a drum. It's an ethereal drum. You know what I'm saying? It's this creating a whole different tune, a whole different frequency, a whole different sort of symphony in this universe, you know? And the sun got like 10 degrees hotter, bro, you know? And again, there's nothing like allowing people to see themselves. You feel me? Well, I'm like, yo, family, you that powerful. You know what I mean? You are that powerful. But you really got to experience it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can tell you and try to over convince you and oversell you, but you got to experience it, you know? So Rich.
Yeah. Man, yeah, definitely.
So that breathing is going to be key, family. You know, we're going to go through the different chakras throughout this particular workshop, and we're going to definitely get the breathing in on the deepest level, the deepest of levels.
Indeed. Leave your contact information, Blue, for the people who want to reach out to you.
Yeah, at Blue Pillar 44. That's at Blue Pillar 44 on IG. Blue Pillar 44 at Gmail. You can shoot me the Gmail through email through the Gmail. Goldwater.com, GOLDWATER.com. This is the AU month of gold. And we got a new product out, which is the sports moss, which has the vitamin D and the zinc in it. You know what I'm saying? So once again, you know, our aim is to keep the people healthier and smarter and build immunity. You know what I mean? That's never not going to be the main thing. You know, the main drum that we're beating 24/7, 365, 366 in a leap year.
Indeed.
Right? Prioritize your health, family, and make sure that you come to this Kundalini workshop, because, you know, herbs are one thing, information is another, but it's nothing like your internalized personal experience. And there's nothing that's going to afford you a better experience through whatever is coming. Nothing is going to afford you that better experience, but you getting control of your breathing and finding where your superpowers are at. And they latently lie, like he said, in the small, underneath the small intestines. That's where the soul is at. Mm-hmm. But in this case, we're talking the SOL as well as the SOUL, right? The soul, you know, and how to raise that up that spine, up them Jacob's ladder till you get to the very top, till you make it to the climate, till you make it to the promised land, family, right? You're going to need the skill coming up. Trust me. So.
Excellent way to end it, family. This is Brother Rich, UGR, with Brother.
Let them know where they can find the workshop as well, because they was asking that in the chat.
Yeah, go check out the link in the description bar. In the description bar, right, there's a link right there. Sign up for the 7-day Kundalini retreat. It says it right there. And you will find a link to sign up for the 7-day workshop. Like I said, family, this is Brother Rich, UGR, with Blue Pill from KTL. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And we will see you next week, family. All right? Peace.
Peace.